Dear students, today we'll see the concept that is database management system. Concept we'll see database management system, how it works. Okay, so a database is a collection of data or information that is organized so that it can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. So when I call it as what is a database? A database is a collection of data or information that is organized so that it can be easily accessed, managed, and updated. In database, data is organized into rows, columns, and tables, and it is indexed to make it easier to find relevant information. It works like a container which contains the various objects like tables, queries, reports, etc. in organized way. You can see so graphical representation how we can assume database and what are the information which contains like tables, queries, views, reports, entire data which was stored into a tables format, and we will be able to extract that with the help of a query, SQL query, structured query language. So when you speak about any organization, a large amount of data is required to be processed and handled. Any organization which will be having depends on the organization size, we may process the large amount of data. This data handling is performed by arranging data in the form of tables and databases. Whatever you say that large amount of data that will be extracted from the form of tables and it was stored into the database. Simplest way you can see the definition of this another way which you can call it as database. Database is an organized collection of interrelated data that serves many applications that is what which you can call it as another simplest manner. What is a database is an organized collection of interrelated data that serves many applications that is what which we call it as. For example, if we take it as a real-time example, let's take our school is one organization. In that organization, whatever information which they want to store in an organization in the form of computer application, then they'll be having database name called school. That school contains collection of tables. The school database which it contains collection of tables like student information which it contains, teachers information which it contains, then attendance, all the class, each class attendance. In a class again different sections will be having, so each section wise attendance can be maintained in the form of tables, and same manner result. Okay, so like this, and another table you may assume that tuition fee. Like this, all the information which will be kept in the form of tables in that school database. You'll be having like students, teachers, result, attendance. Okay, so employees like non-teaching, teaching, like that which you can store the information. The data is organized inside a database as per the file organization hierarchy. So what it does give database management system, DBMS, which means database management system. Store data in a structured way, query the database, that is nothing but that is ask questions about the data. That is what query which you write. Based on the query you will be retrieving data from the database. Sort and manipulate the data in the database. Yes, you can sort out the data and you can manipulate the data in database. Validate the data entered and check for inconsistencies. Okay, so you can validate the data, whatever user gives the data in a correct format, then it will be accepted. Otherwise it will be giving some hint or it will be showing some error message. So according to the syntax format which user has to be entered. To produce flexible reports, as you can generate the reports end of the day, whichever which you want to keep both on screen and paper. That reports can be saved in soft copy and as well as you can take it as a hard copy to keep it for reference. That make it easy to comprehend the information stored in the database. Okay, so that is easy to comprehend the information stored in the database. So another way, DBMS. Now we know database, which is a collection of data. Okay, ordered collection of data. Then DBMS, database management system. A database management system is a general purpose software system. General purpose software system that facilitates the process of defining constructing and manipulating databases for various applications. That is what which we call it as database management system, which is a software. Then what is the purpose of this software? Means defining, that is what, creating structure tables, and constructing and manipulating means updating, deleting, that is what, sorting, that complete thing which takes place for with according to the various applications which it used. That is what which we call it as database management system. Now what is the need for database management system? Okay, let's see again. The database management system is actually a software tool or software system used to perform some kind of operation on data in database. What are the applications of database? Okay, where and all which we uses database management system, like real-time applications, banking. So banking, in a bank which they maintain the database application, all the customer details and customers debit and credit card details. Okay, all the information which they store in the database. See, you just take it as one simple example, withdrawing transaction. When you, if you have bank account in one particular bank and when you want to withdraw amount in ATM machine, that ATM machine, when you get into it, and first thing is you will be checking authentication. The how the machine will check the authentication. So once you insert the debit card or credit card in a machine, ATM machine, automate teller machine, then what happens? We scans your data through, even if you are having local bank, the database, you believe that your communication gone to the only your bank where you have the account, but actually that communication which goes to the centralized bank within the country, and that main branch which communicates with that particular machine within a fraction of seconds, which will scan your data whether your details are correct or not. If it is correct, then it will be proceeded. Then you can perform any transaction. The transaction can be either withdraw or mini statement or checking balance or changing your PIN number. Each individually, which we call it as one transaction. Each individually, which will call it as one transaction. Okay, so banking, which we are using database application. Same way, power or water meter bill, power, electronics, electrical department, which they uses. So monthly bill, how they'll give. So they are storing all the customers details in the database. Once they comes and enter the meter number, then which will be generated automatically based on the usage of that particular month, bill will be generated. Same manner, water meter bill in metro cities, you will see water also there will be a bill. Okay, so rail and railway reservation system, like where you want to travel from one place to another place, so you just open an application through internet and you will be booking a ticket. that booking a ticket, all the details which you enter, customer details which were stored into a database, whenever you wanted, you can get back through your ticket number or PNR status, whichever you want to check. So based on that particular number, you'll be able to get back the entire customer details who is traveling. Okay, so that is how railway reservation system will works, and which stores entire customers details in application within the backend database. Same manner, airline reservation system. So airline reservation system stores the customers as well as air-based stations, like within country what and all air-based stations available, and another country. So within the domestic or international which you are traveling, the complete information is stored in airline database. When you are using airline database application, which will extract the moment when you enter the source, and that air-based station and destination name, and that destination air-based station, all the information geographically which was stored into the database. Same manner, education. The moment when you say education, so education which uses like schools separately, the same manner colleges, universities, all which they maintain all their students and employees details completely in the form of database. And telecommunications, telephone system, all the information which was stored in the form of digital, so database management system. This all are which I am saying applications of database, real time applications where we are using currently, finance. So financial calculations of one particular organization which they want to calculate how much investment they spend, how much profit they gain, and that profit and loss which they want to calculate end of the financial year. Yes, they have finance applications also which they can store in the form of database, and they can calculate the details. Same manner, sales, e-commerce sites, which you all nowadays we are more familiar with purchasing online through online portals, products. While sitting home itself, we are able to buy a product through the website and which will be delivered to our home. That sales will take place again, database management system storing the information. Then same manner, manufacturing. So manufacturing industries which they store the products orders from the customer and status of that product which they are developing till it gets delivered to the customer. So that is where another real-time application, manufacturing. Same manner, human resource. So human resource is a large application where it includes within itself finance is one module, like that. So this all are some of the major real-time applications which we use database application. Okay, database software which we use to maintain these applications information. Now how it was evolved from manual file system to computerized file system, that is what which we wanted to know. So in earlier days, olden days, our forefathers, the way how they used to maintain the information, like manually they used to write a notebook, and that notebook which they used to maintain. You just take it as simple example, school. In olden days, the school which they want to maintain students details of particular academic year. Okay, so they used to write for academic year and class name, and they used to keep all the student details in a notebook. That notebook they'll keep it in a rack. When one particular student after 10 years they want to go back and they want to get a certificate from the school, okay, conduct certificate can be taken at any point of time from the school. Then if they goes back and they ask the school to produce conduct certificate, then how they will check whether you are that particular school studied or not? They need to go for first, based on the information which you have given particular year and particular standard which you have studied in that school. They want to check first year wise records which they maintained in a rack, and that particular year which standard you have studied. Then they need to pick the record, that notebook, and they need to check again the student details and students may have same name, multiple students. They need to check manually, which takes lots of time to check the process to confirm the student is studied in that particular school or not. Okay, so that is what the process which was happened in earlier days, olden days. Then this complete information nowadays, because of the digitalization, so where we are able to extract within a fraction of seconds whether you studied or not. If it is studied, then it will be processed your conduct certificate request. So how it will be processed? So student ID, based on that student ID in an application computer. So the moment when you get into the school and when you put a request, they'll just ask you the your details, and they'll put it your roll number, and which will display the entire information of that particular student whether it was studied or not. If it is studied, all the details will be displayed onto the screen, computer screen, within a fraction of seconds. Okay, so that is how simple difference yet between manual file system and computerized file system. We just look at that now, the differences which you can compare both the things. The volume of the data which can be processed is limited in desirable time. With a specified time, the volume of data which you want to process is very less in manual file system, like checking that particular student details. Okay, whereas in computerized file system, the volume of data which can be processed can be very large. Okay, the time takes manual system to check details, whereas in file computerized file system, which takes very less time to process the data. Like another one, manual data processing requires large quantity of paper, like the data which you want to store, which you want to keep, so which requires large amount of paper, like more notebooks which you keep, you need to write and you need to store that into a rack. Okay, then whereas in computerized file system, reasonable less amount of paper is used. You doesn't require much amount of paper, only final report which you want to keep for your reference, only that can be taken print out, remaining entire information kept in digital manner within the computer. Okay, soft copy. The speed and accuracy at which the job is executed is limited manual process, manual file system, whereas in computerized file system, the job executed is faster and accurate, which will be executed very fast and which will give the accurate result. In same manner, labor cost is high in manual file system. To write, to store, okay, to maintain that complete records, you require manpower, human manpower more. Okay, whereas in computerized file system, labor cost is economical, so it doesn't require that many people to maintain this computerized file system. Okay, that is the another main difference between manual file system and computerized file system. Storage medium is paper, completely storage medium is paper in manual file system, whereas in computerized file system, storage medium is secondary storage medium, where a hard disk, within the hard disk the data is maintained. Okay, so there are some limitations of file system and how we have come up with that limitations. Let's take an example first. Student monthly attendance report, data stored into two separate files, that is student file and attendance file. Student file which has 6 columns, the table which it contains roll number of the student, student name, name of the student, uh, SDOB, date of birth of the student, G name, name of the guardian, G phone, which means the field name which we are going to define in a table, phone number of the student guardian. So G address, address of the guardian of the student. Okay, same way attendance file which has 4 columns, 4 attributes, attendance date, date of which attendance was marked, roll number, again this is the common field for both the tables to get the student details, roll number of the student, S name, name of the student, attendance status marked as either present or absent on that particular day. So limitations of file system, manual file system, which you can see. So difficulty in access, data redundancy, data inconsistency, data isolation, data dependence, control data sharing. These are the major limitations of file system. Okay, so control data redundancy. Okay, when you say duplication of data leads to wastage of storage space. Duplication of data which leads to wastage of storage space. Like even in computerized file system also there may be some problem which takes place. Data redundancy means duplication of data, which means which increases, then you will be having uh, which leads the wastage of storage, which occupies more memory. Okay, so one of the control data redundancy which it takes place. Then data consistency. DBMS provides data consistency to large extent as the changes made at one place are reflected uh, all other places or all users which they are communicating. Same like which you did a transaction withdrawal from ATM machine, the transaction details will be updated within your local branch, and same details are updated that particular bank main branch itself. Okay, so within at the same time. So sharing of data, yes, which is easy to share the data while sitting one place. You can share the data with different places. Those who are communicating with you, multiple users at a time, they can share the data. That is what sharing of data, which you can say. And reduced programming effort. So here it doesn't require more programming skill as a end user, which you can make use the application and easily you can communicate with the application. Improved data integrity. Data integrity refers to the validity and consistency of stored data. So one particular user, the way how they are able to access, that permissions can be given by database administrator. For example, the system itself checks for the correct information to be entered by the user in the correct format. That is what validation will take place. Various constraints will be specified. Privacy and security. Data security refers to protection of data against accidental or intentional disclosure to unauthorized persons. Without authentication, data cannot be accessed database system. And improved backup and recovery system. Improved backup and recovery system. Yes, a database system provides facilities for recovery from hardware or software failure. Yes, will be able to get back. So from the file system limitations, so whichever I listed now, data consistency, sharing of data, reduced programming skills, and improved data integrity, privacy and security, which will provide database management system, computerized system. Okay, so why do we need database? Okay, so why do we need database? That is what, to manage large chunks of data, large amount of data. To manage, as we can go for database management system. Accuracy. Through validation rule in database, data accuracy can be maintained. Ease of updating data. So comparatively manual file system updating and computerized file system updating, which is easy. With the database we can flexibly update the data according to our convenience. Moreover, multiple people can also edit data at same time without any problem. They will be able to communicate with the same application multiple users at a time. Security of data already, which we know that, so which gives you more secure. With the databases we have security groups and privileges to restrict accessing the data from database tables. In data integrity, in databases you can be assured of accuracy and consistency of data due to the built-in integrity chunks and access controls. Database management system. A DBMS refers to a software that is responsible for storing, maintaining and utilizing database in an efficient way. A database along with DBMS software is called database system. A database along with database is a collection of tables, and these which comes within the database management system software, that is tool. You can have n number of databases within the tool. Examples of database management system softwares like Oracle, MS SQL, Microsoft SQL Server, then MS Access, Paradox, IBM company DB2, and MySQL, etc. Sybase and all. These are some of the software which we use to maintain databases for organization. Whatever application which we create, particular organization, then we'll be able to create. Now, MySQL is open source and freeware database management system. MySQL is open source and freeware database management system. Advantages of database system, already we have seen that databases reduces redundancy, which is nothing but duplication of data, and database controls inconsistency, that is when two copies of the same data do not agree to each other, then it is called inconsistency. By controlling redundancy, the inconsistency is also controlled. Database facilitates sharing of data. Data stored in the database can be shared among several users. Already which it was discussed, same thing which is repeated. Database ensures security as data are protected against accidental or intentional disclosure to unauthorized person or unauthorized modification. Database maintains integrity. It enforces certain integrity rules to ensure the validity or correctness of data. For example, a date can't be like 31st 2000, because December month will be having 31st, which means there is no month 31st. Months are only 1 to 12 and dates 1 to 31st. Depends on month, which varies again. So 1 to 28, 1 to February month 28 and 29 comes, and some other months 30, and some months will have 31st, but month is maximum month number is 12. That's why here 31st 2000, which is not a valid date. Then what is a model and what are the different kinds of models available? What is a model and what are the different kinds of models which are available? Data model, way of data representation. Data model is a model or presentation which shows how data is organized. How data is organized or stored in the database. A data is modeled by one of the following given. Okay, some of the models like relational data model. In this model, data is organized into relations or tables, that is rows and columns. A row in a table represents a relationship of data to each other and also called a tuple or record. A column is called attribute or field in a table. Okay, so relational data model, data is organized in the form of tables, which is also called as relations. Network data model, another type of model. In this model, data is represented by collection of records and relationships among data is shown by links. So network model, data is maintained in the form of links. Okay. Hierarchical data model. In this model, records are organized as trees. Records at top level is called root record, and this may contains multiple directly linked child records. Okay. So one level to another level. That is what hierarchical data model which we call it as. Let's take it an example. In a school, like we'll be having hierarchy level. Top level is management, next level is principal, next level is teachers, then next level students. Like this, one level to another level. When you look at, that is what which we call it as designing of model, hierarchical data model, that type of model. Then there is another model called object oriented data model. In this model, records are represented as objects. The collection of similar types of object is called class. The collection of similar types of object is called class. So old models like network data model, hierarchical data model. So later on in 1969, so it was introduced 1970 relational data model. So that relational data model still all the organizations which they may use this relational data model. There are many examples which you can take: Oracle, MS SQL Server, MySQL, or DB2. This all examples comes for relational data model. So in our curriculum, which we are going to see MySQL, which is an open source software which we use, which works with relational data model concept. Relational data model concept. So now these models which we say how it is takes place, this particular one, like data independence, which we call it as, there are two types of data independence. So first, one of the major advantages offered by database management system is data independence. Data independence. A database system normally contains lot of data in addition to users data. For example, it stores data about data known as metadata to locate and retrieve data easily according to the user's requirement. Users requirement. A database system provides two types of data independence. One is logical and another one is physical data independence. So logical data independence is kind of mechanism which is independent of the actual data stored on the disk. If any changes are made in the table format, it does not change the data residing on the disk physically, which will not affect to the memory. Whatever changes which you make on logical data, logical level, whatever you make changes, that will not be reflected to your physical model. That is what logical data independence, which we call it as. Another one is physical data independence. Refers to making changes in the internal structure or internal schema such as file organization, memory storage formats, storage devices, etc. without changing the conceptual schemas, that is the format of the stored data. Now physical data independence. So with whatever changes which you make on this particular level, which will not reflected to conceptual level, that is what logical level, like changing your memory, updating your memory, okay. So that particular moving your database file from one memory location to another memory location, so that is what which doesn't affect to the conceptual level. There is this database management system which will be having three level architecture, which we call it as, one is top level view, which we call it as users view. Next level is conceptual view, that is what middle level, and next level is physical level. So users view, which will be communicated with conceptual level, and conceptual level will be communicated with physical level. Users cannot be directly communicated physical level. At the same time, physical level may not knowing users level, users point of view. That is how three level architecture database management system which it takes place. And when you look at the components of database management system, what are the different components which it takes place? Like users, when you take it as users, like database creation, programmers, okay, which we call it as, and database maintenance, DBA, database administrator, which we call it as database maintenance, once they develop an application, and database processing, end users and programmers and DBAs. These are the three kinds of users which you can see related to database management system. When you say database application may be personal or departmental or enterprise and internal. It may be general purpose or customized as per the needs of user. It can be designed for one particular user, that is personal, or it can be designed for particular home, as it can be designed, or it can be designed for one particular organization, or it can be designed for large organizations. It depends on the uses of the user requirement, which can be designed according to that database application. database application. Okay, this is the basic introduction of database management system, brief about database management system. So now data models should be presented graphically using diagrams and symbols. Before creating an application, first we'll be designing a model. Okay, graphical representation, how communication is going to take place, what are the things which is going to maintain within database application, that will give you data model. Okay, so that is what we saw, different models like hierarchical model, network model, relational model, object model. Data representation in data model should have no data redundancy. It should have no data redundancy. It should be made available and saved by various applications, which can be saved by various applications, the model which it is designed. Data represented should be consistent and stable and valid in all aspects, which is valid in all aspects. So we can see in textbook the diagram which it was represented, data models are categorized into, here they were specified into 3 different categories like object based models, record based data models, physical data models. Among these record based data models which we studied, that hierarchical model, tree structure which follows, network model, directed graph, that is what links, communication, and relational model, files, tables, relations. Now whatever different models which we seen here in our introduction of database management system, which comes under record based data model, this all the types comes under record based data model. So each one it was given an example. We can see that how it is communicated with example in the textbook. We can see clearly the diagrams. So hierarchical data model, it is simple in operation and in concepts. Advantages when you look at it, promotes data sharing. Parent-child remote relationship promotes data integrity. It is efficient and can be naturally mapped for one-to-many relationship. The tables one-to-many relationship is maintained for hierarchical data model. At the same time, there may be limitations also. It is suitable for hierarchical relationships only, otherwise it is inflexible for non-hierarchical relationships mapping. Okay, so dependency on parent node, which is the root node, and its deletion can cause deletion of all child nodes, which means entire model which affects. Same way network data model, advantages you can see, it can handle more relationship types, which means many to many relationship, like we can have many links, multiple parent relationship, data access is easy and more flexible. It includes data definition language, that we are going to see different SQL statements, that is DDL, DML, DCL, DQL, that all the types which we are going to see further. It promotes better data integrity compared to hierarchical model. Network model will have more advantages. Here also will be having limitations. System is quite complicated in structure since there are several links, which also limit efficiency. Structural changes require changes to be made in all application programs. So extra memory is consumed for holding links, because more link which is having, then automatically which occupies more memory. Then same manner, to overcome that we will be having relational data model. Advantages like here, relational model provides structural independency by using independent tables. Changes made in the table structure do not affect data access or other application programs. It is represented in the form of tables, so it is simple and easier to understand. Tabular view also provides easier database design, use, implementation and management. So here mathematical operations can be successfully carried out using RDBMS. Relational data model is an example for RDBM is Relational Database Management System. Okay. So tables we are saying here are relationships, how it is communicated with one table to another table. There will be a one common field for both the tables. If you want to make A and B, there are two tables. If you want to communicate with A and B tables information, then you must have one common field. Okay, in the both the tables. Okay, table A, one field, that field which you are referencing in table B, that concept which we call it as referential integrity. Okay, so relationship which we call it as, based on that relation you'll be able to communicate with multiple tables. That the concept, when you proceed, then you will see how you can make use that relational data model. Okay, and more. So that's brief introduction about database management system. So thank you. We'll continue further concept in database next class.